Well, this might well be the last run of my small Flexispeed lathe. I've decided to move this one on. I can't really make use of 3 mini lathes. Well, depends on whether it sells or not, doesn't it? So we've got the lathe, which all I've done is cleaned and oiled it. It's the tiny Flexispeed, which has got a faceplate and collet chuck with a range of collet sizes. So one might say it's a jeweler's lathe. It's certainly got those sorts of fittings and it's of that size. And what I did was I bought a Chinese made sewing machine motor, which I'm just going to hold onto it, because if I'm selling it, what I've realised is that for it to be turning the right direction for normal cutting, the motor needs to be that side of that way round rather than that way round. Not a problem, there's still plenty of room to attach it. There is a bracket on the motor already, and you can't quite see the foot. If I open it up a little bit in terms of see the foot pedal there. That's the thing, because it's well oiled now. What I'm getting is the back gear. It's slipping out of gear, and at the moment I could set it up so it has to be in back gear. There we go. But variable speed, using a sewing machine motor, which is this thing, and a foot pedal. It's a 90 watt motor, at least that's what it says, which should be plenty powerful enough for the sort of work that this lathe is going to be asked to do. And the motor comes with a set of brushes, spare set of brushes. Its drive belt, which is already attached there. Who knows? Let's say I've not used it in anger, and because I'm selling it on, I'm not going to go to the trouble of fabricating the bracket. This is a little attachment. Oops, dropping it now. And presumably there'll be a way of attaching that bracket, even just to a block of wood is all it needs, because it's a wooden bench here. It shouldn't be very difficult to attach that and rig up a way of tensioning it. So there we go. If I keep it, it's just for the interest of owning this thing, because I have an alternative small lathe. I'm going to pause now to show you my alternative speed control. That sewing machine motor was rated at 90 watts. Assuming that all Chinese manufacturers use the same level of specification or over specification, this is a 24 volt battery scooter motor rated at 120 watts, so it's a bit more powerful, for one of my other small lathes. This is a DC power supply, gives out 24 volts, designed to run LED lights. It says 150 watts, 24 volts. This is a pulse width speed controller, and so those are the components that I intend to put together to make a variable speed control for another lathe. And if I was keeping this lathe, I'd probably rig it up so that it was swappable across, and then your speed control is on this. No direction control. You have to reverse the terminals for direction, but I don't think I need reverse direction on a lathe very often. I just throw that in, and what will happen is if somebody buys that and decides they want to put this sort of electronic speed control on, I'm going to do some YouTube videos of how I get on with that. The advantage of the sewing machine motor over there is you just screw it to a wooden block, screw it to the back of the lathe, it's up and running, and you have a motorised lathe. You don't have to worry about any other wires, etc.